Today we're going to look at the coordinate plane, which we can also call the XY plane, and plotting points in quadrant 1. So there's some definitions that are useful for us to know about a graph that just are words we want to be familiar with. So we should know that a variable is a value that's changing. Okay. The value that changes on its own, we call the independent variable. The independent variable is the variable that we cannot control. While the dependent variable, okay, is relying on whatever is changing in the independent variable. Now, I would hope that these are words we've heard before. These are not going to be on your test right now, but words I want us to be familiar with, things that we just want to say we've heard before. The scale is how that value is changing on either of the axes. Okay, so let's talk about then what those pieces are in relation to a coordinate plane. We have those words, we have a definition. Okay, great. What does that actually mean? This vertical axis, the one that goes up and down, is our y-axis. And our y-axis is always where the dependent variable goes. Now, that axis functions just like a number line, and that number line can be divvied up however we want it to be divvied up. So for example, this one is going 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, so it's counting by twos. We always want to make sure we know how that is being counted by so that we can plot a point correctly. I'm going to skip 8 and 9 for a second. I'm going to come back to that. The horizontal axis is my x-axis. Okay, and this is always where we put the independent variable. Again, just a word I want you to be familiar with. The independent variable goes on the x-axis. Right, and this axis is counting by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is counting by ones. Now, where that x and y axis meet right here is called the origin. The origin is the point 0, 0, and that's the point where the x and y axis meet. Okay, so we need to know that horizontal means left and right, vertical means up and down. I just told you the x-axis is the horizontal axis, so that's the one going left and right. The y-axis is our vertical axis, so that's the one going up and down, because horizontal means right and left and vertical means up and down. When we plot a point in the xy plane, we are always going to be given an ordered pair that's going to be in parentheses, that's a number, comma, a number, where the first number is our x value and the second number is our y value. Okay, so since the first number is the x coordinate, that's what we're going to deal with first. The second number is our y coordinate, that's what we're going to deal with second. Okay, so our first number is going to tell us how many to go right. Our second number is going to tell us how many to go up. So if, for example, let me see if I can get this full image in here. If I want to plot the point 2, 5, I am always going to start at the origin. So I'm going to start at 0, 0. I am then going to move right 2 and then up 5. And this would be my point 2, 5. Right 2, up 5. So 8, 8 will be right 8 and then up 8. Notice how I'm labeling it with a letter so I know which is which. 4, 6 is going to be right 6, right? I'm always starting at 0, 0. So then I'm going right 4, up 6. Okay, my next point says 6, 4. So I'm going right 6, up 4. Now, if we have something like 2.5, 3, you could also think of this as 2.5, 3. We're going to have to approximate this. So we're going to find the point where we go over 2 and then a half more. And keeping in the middle, then we're going to go up 1, 2, 3. So this is going to be our point E, right? Over 2.5 more, and then up 1, 2, 3 lines. So 7 comma 0.5, right, would be like 7 comma 1/2. So we're going over 7 and then up a half.